Shakespeare in Love opens in a vibrant, competitive world of Elizabethan London, where theaters are the beating heart of entertainment. Young playwright William Shakespeare is struggling with writer's block, financial debt, and pressure from theater owner Philip Henslowe, who needs a new hit play to pay off his dangerous creditor, Hugh Fennyman. Shakespeare has promised a romantic comedy called Romeo and Ethel, the Pirate's Daughter, even though he has written nothing. At the rival Curtain Theatre, the successful playwright Christopher Marlowe is thriving, making Shakespeare feel even more insecure. Shakespeare attempts various methods to spark inspiration: astrology, advice from friends, and drunken brainstorming. But nothing works. What he lacks is passion, and that becomes the missing key he is about to find. Meanwhile, noblewoman Viola de Lesseps, the daughter of a wealthy merchant, dreams of acting. Even though women are forbidden on stage, Viola adores Shakespeare's work and is desperate to join the world of theater. At home, she faces pressure to marry the wealthy nobleman Lord Wessex, whom she does not love. Viola attends a performance of one of Shakespeare's plays and becomes completely captivated by the magic of drama. The experience intensifies her passion to act. Inspired, she decides to disguise herself as a young man named Thomas Kent so she can audition in secret for Shakespeare's new play. When Thomas Kent auditions, Shakespeare is blown away by the raw emotional talent and instantly casts Kent in the role of Romeo. Intrigued, Shakespeare chases the actor after the audition, only to discover a noblewoman entering a carriage. He doesn't yet realize Kent and Viola are the same person, but he becomes romantically fascinated. Shakespeare finally discovers that Thomas Kent is Viola when he sneaks into her home. Their attraction is immediate and overwhelming. Viola, being a devoted admirer of his poetry, falls for him just as quickly. Their love affair ignites Shakespeare's creativity, transforming the silly comedy he was supposed to write into the passionate tragedy Romeo and Juliet. As rehearsals begin, the cast notices Shakespeare's newfound brilliance. His love for Viola pours into every line and scene he writes. The men in the theater unknowingly rehearse a story inspired by Shakespeare's own forbidden romance. Viola, still disguised as Kent, plays Romeo in practice sessions, creating an unusual dynamic on stage. However, their romance grows increasingly dangerous. Viola is engaged to Lord Wessex, a ruthless man who intends to take her to Virginia. Her love for Shakespeare and her desire to act pull her in one direction, while her duty to her family pulls her in another. Shakespeare also knows that pursuing her could cost them both everything. Suspicion begins to rise. Wessex senses Viola's affection for another man, but does not know who it is. Meanwhile, Queen Elizabeth I is amused by the gossip and wagers that no play can truly capture the essence of real love. Shakespeare and Viola, unknowingly, become the subjects of this challenge. Disaster strikes when the truth about Viola's identity leaks out and the theater faces shutdown for allowing a woman to perform. The master of the revels storms into the venue and halts production, declaring the show illegal. The dream seems shattered until Queen Elizabeth intervenes, insisting the show go on. With the Queen watching, the first performance of Romeo and Juliet begins. When the boy playing Juliet loses his voice, Viola steps in, openly performing a woman's role for the first time. The audience is stunned by the realism and heartbreaking beauty of the lover's story. Unaware, they are watching the real emotions of the playwright and his muse. Shakespeare and Viola deliver an unforgettable performance, their own love fueling every line of tragedy. The entire audience, including the Queen, is moved to tears. The play becomes an instant masterpiece, capturing the very essence of love that Queen Elizabeth had challenged Shakespeare to portray. Despite the glorious performance, Viola's reality cannot be escaped. Her marriage to Wessex is unavoidable, and the Queen, though sympathetic, cannot overturn the social order. After the show, she reveals she knows about the lovers' affair, but reminds them that duty and status must prevail. Shakespeare is heartbroken, but accepts that Viola's future lies across the ocean with her husband. Viola tells him that their love, though brief, has transformed her life. She inspires Shakespeare to continue writing, and he promises to immortalize her in his work. Their goodbye is tender, painful, and filled with gratitude. The film ends as Shakespeare begins drafting a new play inspired by Viola's journey to the New World. Her courage becomes the foundation for Twelfth Night, a story about shipwrecks, disguise, and longing. Though they cannot be together, Viola becomes Shakespeare's eternal muse, and their love lives on through his words.